A majority of the whole number of representatives of the state of New Hampshire for the current year, being convened in the State House in Concord, and having been qualified agreeably to the Constitution, proceed to the choice of chairman. And Edmund Toppin, Esquire, having been elected, shall take the chair accordingly. Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, sir. On motion received by the chair, Messrs. Parrott and Whipple have been nominated to sort and count ballots at the present session. All those in favor shall say aye. Aye. Those of a contrary position shall say nay. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. The Representatives Parrott and Whipple have been chosen to assist in sorting and counting ballots. The House shall be in order. Nominations for Speaker are in order, and the Chair has received a nomination for the gentleman from Hopkinton, the Honorable Matthew Harvey, to assume the Speaker of the House. All those in favor of the nomination and election shall say aye. Aye. Those of a contrary position shall say nay. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. And the gentleman from Hopkinton is elected Speaker.
Thank you, gentlemen of the House, for this great honor. I shall endeavor to satisfy the requirements of this office to the best of my ability, and pray that our session is plentiful in the approbation of the citizens of this great state. The House will be in order. Nominations for clerk are in order, and the chair has received the nomination of Moses L. Neal, Esquire, to assume the clerk of the House position. All those in favor of the nomination and election shall say aye. Aye. Those of a contrary view shall say nay. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. And Mr. Neal is qualified for the position of clerk. The clerk is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, Representatives Pierce and Toppin move that to the instruction of the Senate and adjourn, a committee to nominate and report a suitable person to officiate as chaplain to the legislature at the present session.
The House will attend to vote on the motion. All those in favor shall say aye. Aye. Those of a contrary position shall say nay. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. The chair appoints the Representative Davenport, Whipple, Parker to form said committee, such as the Senate may join them. The chair recognizes the clerk.
Mr. Speaker, Representatives Huff and Priest move that a message be sent to the Honorable Senate giving information that a quorum of the House of Representatives has assembled, elected their constitutional officers, and is ready to proceed to business.
The House will attend to vote on the motion. All those in favor shall say aye. Aye. Those of a contrary position shall say nay. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. The chair recognizes the clerk for a message.
Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Senate has convened with a majority of that body being present, that they have chosen the Honorable Jonathan Harvey for their president, Isaac Hill clerk, and Edward B. Neely, assistant clerk, and that they are ready to proceed to business.
I entertain motion that the clerk be directed to procure 1,000 printed copies of the communication that this day received from His Excellency the Governor, as soon as may be, and lay the same before the House. The House will attend to the vote on the motion. All those in favor shall say aye. Aye. Those of a contrary position shall say nay. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. The clerk shall read portions of the communication from His Excellency.
To the Honorable Senate and House of Representatives, gentlemen, I herewith transmit to you certain documents which I have received since the last session of the legislature. Since the last session, I have received a large box containing copies of the laws of the first session of the 15th Congress of the United States, and also copies of the laws of the second session of that Congress. Those laws are deposited in the Secretary's office, subject to your order. In pursuance of a request from the legislature to appoint a suitable person to obtain information upon the subject of internal improvement, and to designate such objects in this state as were most entitled to public patronage, I appointed Ichabod Bartlett, Esquire, for that purpose. He accepted the trust and made an able and judicious report upon the subject, which I have transmitted, with the documents accompanying it, to the Secretary of the Treasury of the United States. For these services you will, I presume, make Mr. Bartlett a suitable compensation. Agreeable to the vote of the legislature, I authorize the Commissary General to remove and sell the piers sunk in the harbor of Portsmouth. He has executed that trust and paid me the net proceeds of the sale, which are carried to the credit of the state in my account of contingent expenditures. My account for defraying the contingent expenses of the government for the last year is balanced and lodged with the vouchers in the Secretary's office. The ill state of my health in respect to the principle of rotation in office induced me early in the last session to decline a re-election, and it is with pleasure that I now congratulate the state upon the prospect of the office of Chief Magistrate being conferred upon a gentleman of talent and integrity. In retiring from this important and responsible office, permit me to state the principles and course of conduct I have adopted and pursued during my administration. As I considered it my duty, I have at the commencement of each session of the legislature respectfully but explicitly recommended such subjects for their consideration as appeared to me best calculated to promote the happiness of the people, the end and object for which our government was established. States and nations are secure and prosperous in proportion as the people are easy and contented with their situation. And the more they are relieved from taxes and burdens, the more firmly will they be attached to the laws and institutions of their country. I have therefore ever felt a thorough conviction of the vital importance of frugality and economy in the management of public affairs, and the propriety of granting only moderate salaries and emoluments to public officers. The history of the world shows that the growth of profusion and extravagance in governments has generally far exceeded the increase of the population and wealth of the people, and it will be well for us if this be not one of the serious evils which as a nation we much have cause to deprecate. The Constitution requires the governor to approve the bills and resolve passed by the two houses or return them with his objections. As I possessed no authority to propose amendments, if the principle of the bill appeared to me correct and was expressed in definite terms, though its details were imperfect, I have considered myself bound to approve it. With this limitation, I have expressed freely the right to return bills and resolves with my objections. Of 8 bills and 6 resolves so returned, some were unanimously rejected, others by large majorities, and not one of them had a majority of the two houses in its favor. Though this course left each of the 3 branches of government of the legislature to act upon its own responsibility, yet to disapprove of what a majority of the other 2 branches deemed expedient was to me an unpleasant but necessary task. I was the more induced to exercise this right from observing the ill effects which have arisen from the disguise of that power in a foreign government, where, since its executive has ceased to exercise its veto, its indirect influence has acquired an undue and irresponsible control over the legislature. In making appointments of the various officers which the Constitution and laws vest in the executive, I have been frequently embarrassed and perplexed. The greatest imperfection in all governments arises from having men of virtue and talents to carry the laws into execution. Laws founded in wisdom and justice require men of knowledge and integrity for their correct and impartial administration. From the nature of human affairs, there must be a portion of discretion vested in executive officers, and this discretionary power will often be abused by weak men from ignorance and by bad men from design. Hence, my object was to appoint those men to office who were best qualified. To make such a selection was difficult. I was not, in all cases, acquainted with the persons best qualified for places of trust, and therefore, in some instances, was obliged to act upon the information of others. That information, in general, consisted not of facts but of opinions, and those often formed under the influence of interested motives, the partiality of friendship, personal hostility, slight acquaintance, or the spirit of the party, and of course they often proved incorrect. Recommendations and petitions in favor of candidates for particular offices have frequently been made, but in many instances it afterwards appeared that those who subscribed to the recommendations did not consider themselves responsible for the character and conduct of those whom they had recommended. Indeed, instances have occurred when those who recommended the successful candidates have been the first to join the disappointed expectants in censuring the executive for making such appointments. The candidates for office themselves, in too many instances, not satisfied with procuring recommendations, have personally importuned for office, but I have found that office seekers were not always the best qualified, that they were usually more anxious for the honors and emoluments of the office than to promote the interest of the public, and that men of modest, unassuming merit ought to be preferred. To my regret, some men who I considered well qualified declined office. To increase these embarrassments, a difference of opinion in a few instances existed between myself and a majority of the council, respecting the qualifications of certain individuals for office. When this happened, as it was necessary to fill the vacancy, if the council declined to agree with me, I thought myself bound to consent to their nomination. In such cases, I was considered by the people responsible for appointments, which I should not have otherwise made. By the law of 27th of June last, the concerns of the state prison were committed to the governor and council, and provision made that they should have a suitable compensation for these additional services. In relation to myself, I request that you would make no break to me on that account. I am satisfied with the reward I have received. It is adequate to the services I have rendered. I never accepted office for the sake of its emoluments. The great object of my official labors has been to promote the interest and prosperity of the state, not those of any religious sect or political party. I have, whenever they came in collision, preferred the public to my private interest, and been more anxious to serve than to please the people. But how far my efforts have succeeded, it is for others to decide. I am satisfied with the honors of office without being disgusted with its duties. And having rendered this account of my administration, I retired to private life to share in common with my fellow citizens the effects, prosperous or adverse, of my official measures. Dated the 2nd day of June, the year of our Lord, 1819, signed William Clark.
I entertain motion that a committee be appointed to report the order of procedure to be observed in the public performance of tomorrow. The House will attend to vote on the motion. All those in favor will say aye. Aye. Those of a contrary position will say nay. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. The chair appoints Representatives Toppin, Walker, Pierce, Perkins, Parker, Woodbury, Salisbury, Hubbard, Minot, and Page, with such as the Senate may join to be a committee to report the order of procedure and public performance of tomorrow. The chair recognizes the clerk.
Mr. Speaker, the committee appointed to nominate a suitable person to officiate as chaplain to the legislature this session has reported that the Reverend Mr. B be requested to serve as chaplain and move the same.
The House will attend to a vote on the motion. All those in favor shall say aye. Aye. Those of contrary position shall say nay. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. Voted that the same committee be requested to give information to the Reverend Mr. Beatty of his appointment, and also to inform the Governor and Council of the time and place of attendance to prayer. The chair recognizes the clerk for a message.
Mr. Speaker, Senators Young and Cogswell, with such as the House of Representatives may join, shall be a committee to take into consideration the propriety of the House and Senate conducting their ordinary business of legislation by committees separately instead of being joined, and that they report by resolve or otherwise. The message is sent down for concurrence.
Representative Toppin moves concurrence. The House will attend to vote on the motion. Those in favor shall say aye. Aye. Those of a contrary position shall say nay. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. The chair appoints Representative Bartlett, Stevens, Parker, Kelly, and Held to said committee. I entertain motion that a committee be appointed to consider and report what business remained unfinished at the last session of the legislature, which is necessary to be taken up and acted upon at the present session. The House will attend to a vote on the motion. All those in favor will say aye. Aye. Those of a contrary position will say nay. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. The chair appoints Representative Davenport, Alcott, and Huff, with such as the Senate may join to comprise said committee. With no further business to come before the House on this day, we shall stand adjourned to 9 o'clock to the morning of the day hereafter. The House shall be adjourned.